Okay, there is a question whether or not it is good to change your transmission fluid. Well, I have here a perfect example of how to answer that question. This is a 518 transmission, and if you can look at it very well, you can see that this stuff here is very bad. This is the result of never changing it or overheating. Either way, if you never change it, the fluid breaks down, turns into like a varnish, and it stinks. And also, if it overheats, it will break down. But this here is a 94. Now, someone did try to change it. Eventually it went bad. If you look at this filter here, this filter is all gummed up. Okay, now let me see here. If I look at this part right here, you can see this. You can see this stuff. It's just stuck on. This is old varnished transmission fluid. Let's see. See that? It's on there. All of this is all varnished up. All right, now the question: is it okay to change your transmission fluid? Will it destroy your transmission? Well, if this is something that you do routinely every 30,000 miles or so, no, it will not destroy your transmission. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. Now, if it's something where you let it go this long, well, it's not good to change the transmission fluid in here. If you drop the pan and you see your transmission is like this and the fluid is like this, it is best to take and put that pan up with a new gasket and put that same old filthy fluid back inside. Because if you put new fluid inside here, new fluid got detergents in it, and it will clean some of this stuff off that's inside this transmission, and it will start to circulate, and it will plug up the filter, and you will have shifting issues. Also, in the valve body, if some of this stuff is stuck on the side walls of the valve body, which it is, then what will happen is it may clean that and cause it to block some of the valves and cause them not to shift or move freely like they're supposed to, which will cause shifting issues. Okay, so now if I was to give you an equivalent, a human equivalent, okay, let's take you have an old man that has a bad heart, or anybody has a bad heart. Okay, well, he may be going like he's supposed to. Eventually he may succumb to his bad heart, but if you take him with the bad heart and you give him something that's more potent, like some Viagra, he may go for a while, but then he may not get up after he's going. You don't want to put new fluid in an old transmission with this type of problem, or you equivalent to giving it Viagra. Don't do that. I'm taking this off. You can see, look like somebody did try to change that. That's kind of red. You don't want to do that. They killed it. They killed it. See that? This is definitely a transmission you throw away. I'm just disassembling it to let you see this transmission here. Definitely you throw this away. You do not try to rebuild this. You might be able to salvage the case, but even the case, it's hard to clean the case, even with water. Sometimes you need to get some lacquer thinner or something to clean it. You know, see if you can see. Am I scraping this stuff here? All that's in here. This is what that new transmission fluid would do. It wouldn't probably get it this clean, but it definitely would get some of this stuff off here. And then you would have this junk floating around, getting sucked up into the filter, and it would clean some stuff that's in the valves. and it would cause an issue there. So you definitely would have some issues. Okay, this is very bad transmission. Very, 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 very bad. Look at that. Yes, very bad. And it smells bad too. Now this stuff is also in the converter too, so you don't want to use nothing. You may even also want to put a transmission cooler on here and bypass the radiator. What we did that. We did not run, because this stuff is in the transmission. It's also in the transmission cooler. So and there's another thing. If you change that transmission, put a used one, a good one in. You either put an aftermarket transmission cooler and bypass that cooler that's on the bottom of the radiator or on the side, wherever it is. We put another radiator in. Okay, so this is one you just get rid of.